Greetings, dear ones. I've been thinking about practice. I recently lost a dear friend. My immediate reaction was, I would like to be there in person to memorialize him, to console his family, and to feel the strength of community surrounding me. And I realized a couple of days after I began to plan the trip that it made no sense to go. The coronavirus is in Romania, where my dear friend lived. They require a 2-week quarantine for Americans coming into Romania. And our friends there are hesitant to gather even among themselves, let alone with a beloved pilgrim. I would have been welcome, but it was impossible. So the question came to me, what do I do with my grief? And then I started thinking about not only people who have lost someone very dear to them, but virtually everyone I know who is living with a kind of generalized grief in response to the virus, and a quality of grief as well in response to the uprising and the greater and greater clarity we have, we being white liberals, have regarding the struggles with which people of color live on a daily basis in this deeply racist culture. There's grief everywhere. Mary Oliver wrote a wonderful poem about grief, which I've used at many services and which I think is appropriate for today. It's called Heavy. The time I thought I could not go any closer to grief without dying, I went closer, and I did not die. Surely God had his hand in this, as well as friends. Still I was bent, and my laughter, as the poet said, was nowhere to be found. Then said my friend Daniel, brave, even among lions, it's not the weight you carry, but how you carry it. Books, bricks, grief, it's all in the way you embrace it, balance it, carry it when you cannot and would not put it down. So I went practicing. Have you noticed? Have you heard the laughter that comes now and again out of my startled mouth? How I linger to admire, admire, admire the things of this world that are kind and maybe also troubled. Roses in the wind, the sea geese on the steep wave, a love to which there is no reply. I understand the poet's feeling, but there is a reply. Surely, as another poet said, the best is lost, and that immediate sense of the embrace of a dear friend is gone. That said, there is an immortality even we doubters can trust. When I think about the friend that I lost, when I think about people in our congregation who have lost beloved spouses, even children, I know there is a way to practice grief that blossoms into gratitude. And so I ask myself, what did my friend bring into the world? What gifts, what attributes that I would most like to cultivate in my own life, that I would most like to encourage in the life of the community? And how can I do that? So ask yourself, friends, in the midst of our grief, what are the values I want most to cultivate in my life, in my family, in the life of the community? And how can I practice grief in a way that helps me carry it? Books, bricks, grief. It's all in how you carry it. Balance it when you would not and cannot put it down. Friends, we are in a period where we cannot gather as we would choose to gather. And so often we grieve alone. We can survive that solitude, particularly if we will practice that counting of blessings, that setting out a set of goals around cultivating those aspects of those we've loved and lost, which mattered most to them and still matter to the world. Thank you.